we as women have left our traces in the plant world. If we only look at the names of plants, they remember who we are. We just have to remember who they are.
I've seen some amazing healing with women with reproductive system problems by using the herbs in combination with diet and sunlight and other factors. I've found that I've seen people with endometriosis where the symptoms have gone down and the person has gotten pregnant when they wanted to get pregnant. I've seen young women with terrible premenstrual syndrome, totally cleared up, with bad menstrual cramps eased. It really can work. As a complementary system, it's phenomenal.
There are 3 ways to handle PMS. One is hormonally. Let's get our hormones balanced. Let's use the herbs that will harmonize our endocrine system. The second way is symptomatically. We need to calm ourselves down. So let's look for plants that will alleviate our tension, calm our anxiety, lift our depression. And the third way is by paying attention to our liver. If we have herbs that are going to help our liver function, that will help to get rid of excess hormones from our systems and bring things back to balance.
When I'm talking about herbs for the women's reproductive system, the key to it for me is the liver, because the liver is the organ that breaks down estrogen and other hormones in the body. So if the liver is not functioning at a high level, then those other things can go out of balance. An easy way to remember some herbs for the liver is, I call them the body herbs, B-O-D-Y. B is for burdock root, O is for Oregon grapefruit, D is for dandelion root, and Y is for yellow dock root. And you can use any of those either separately or together to help the liver.
Motherwort is a great liver herb, and by clearing our livers, we get rid of those excess hormones. So it helps to balance our system, and hence, indirectly, that helps our premenstrual tension.
I happen to think it's hard on the human body to have a menstrual cycle each and every month. So things are depleted. Some energy is lost during that process, so it needs to be tonified. And so there's many tonics for women in Oriental medicine. The concept of tonification is not in Western medicine. If you're having some hormonal disturbances, and I was a medical doctor, most likely to prescribe an oral contraceptive, which will help the symptoms, all right, of the menopause in particularly. However, what happens in normal menopause, for example, is that the ovaries stop the production of estrogen and progesterone, but the adrenal glands will take over that function. But if we take an exogenous hormone replacements, then the body's not stimulated to produce those hormones. What for? It's already had some in the bloodstream, so those organs are not called to task. Whereas the naturopathic approach would be to selectively select herbs that address the adrenal glands. And also stress also has an impact on adrenal glands, so we manage, stress management strategies. But the premier herb, though, is for the pituitary is the dong quai, so we would employ that.
My favorite sort of herb that I like to use, especially on a lot of my clients, is called chasteberry. And its Latin name is Vitex. A lot of people know it as Vitex. And it's very, very good for balancing the women's hormonal cycle. And it works very, very well. And you need to actually take it for a fairly long time. But it's a really good tonic. It actually balances the cycle for women. And even for young girls that have skin problems connected to their menstrual cycle, it's actually really good for things like that, all the way through to menopause and all the other side of the things too. But for hormonal problems, it's actually very, very balancing.
So herbs for women, well, herbs for pregnancy. There's wonderful, wonderful herbs out there that can support the whole process of pregnancy. But I caution, it's very, very important when you're looking to work with herbs and pregnancy that you go to a practitioner, somebody that knows these herbs. You know, certain herbs can actually prevent you from becoming pregnant. Certain herbs can actually cause miscarriages. So it's really important. But there's also wonderful herbs out there that can support you through morning sickness, to support you with the heartburn that can sometimes sneak in, or the sleepless nights that are out there. So, you know, it's the balance, just understanding and knowing and working with somebody from beginning to end of your pregnancy that can support you through this whole process.
Red raspberry is excellent to reduce the nausea women often experience during pregnancy. It strengthens the uterine wall, which means women experience less pain during childbirth and less false labor contractions in the third trimester of pregnancy. It can also prevent excessive bleeding during the birth and is excellent to enrich the colostrum in the breast milk.
One of the herbs I really like using with breastfeeding moms is fennel. The reason is it's known as a galactagogue, and what that means is that it increases milk production. And so for those women that are finding it hard to produce enough milk for their babies, we find that it's really helpful to drink fennel tea. It's also really beneficial because it's also an herb that settles down the digestive system, so it's also known as a carminative. So if any baby's having problems with colic, then that can be very beneficial. And because it goes through the breast milk, the mother can share that benefit of the tea.
There's a herb called hejima, which is black sesame seed, and it's very good for dryness conditions, and it helps women for when they're short of milk after a baby's born.
Cabbage is a wonderful herb to be used for engorgement when breastfeeding, often when the milk comes in. And the reason is that it has a property of being a wonderful drying agent for fluid. And so just placing a cabbage leaf inside your bra will actually reduce the engorgement. And it's actually been studied, and there's been some really good research done on it, showing it one of the most wonderful medicines for engorgement.
My favorite essential oils for women are geranium, lavender, clary, and they support women in the reproductive system. And with things like PMS, menopause, hot flashes, stretch marks. So there's a variety of conditions that essential oils can help.
Two plants that I would like to have around me when I'm going through menopause is raspberry leaf and nettles. These two herbs are loaded with calcium, among many other minerals.
I think my favorite herb for women is St. John's wort, mainly because it has the ability to restore the agony that often can come through at the time of menopause and change from estrogen progesterone dependence to the alteration to testosterone dependence. And the thing is that the whole aspect of balance is restored so often by St. John's wort. And you can see people start getting, say, oh, that's wonderful, I feel so much better. And it's simple and it's safe.
My advice for women who want to know more about the plants we've been talking about is to go to your local specialist in this area. Is it the naturopath? Is it a local herbalist? Is it a native medicine woman? All of those people are resources for you, as well as consulting books that are available in the library.